Hey everyone, Six Pack Press here with an in-depth guide. Well, I lied. It's not an in-depth guide. This is basically just a short, helpful advice or a review or a guide, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's a video where I talk to you guys about how to make your account a little bit better, how to just make the game as smooth as possible when it comes to playing Honkai Star Rail. A lot of this logic or a lot of the stuff I'll be talking about is to allude to or is in connection to or just to compare to Genshin stuff. Because as you know, this is also made by Hoyoverse. Hoyoverse made Genshin and Hoyoverse made Honkai Star Rail. And I've been noticing a lot of people struggle with in-game content. There's always having struggling with, how to fight. I wanted to do my own little version for people that are, just want a slower approach, a more genuine approach, a more like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like a one-on-one with the people watching this video. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. I do stream on Twitch sometimes, so make sure you go and follow my Twitch. Twitch I see besides the press with 3 Z's. So I want to talk to you guys about how do I feel about this game. But that's later. First off, let's talk about Trailblaze level. Trailblaze level is very important in this game. And yes, everybody knows the more you go up in Trailblaze, the stronger you get. The thing about Trailblaze level is like once you pass a certain point, you will have to do this thing called the Trials of the Equilibrium. And I have not done part two. So this is a little example here that I have to do part two in order to make my account stronger, make my character stronger. Because since I didn't do part two, I cannot ascend my character past 40. Anybody that's 40 right now, I cannot ascend them until I do that specific trial to make sure if you see the trial of equilibrium, do that because it does give a lot of rewards and it does give a lot of Trailblaze EXP, which can help you progress in the game. Another thing about this game is main mission, of course, but you like, okay, of course I know about main mission, but a lot of people need to know that doing a main mission gives you the most Trailblaze EXP, even if you are stuck, because there are certain points in the game where if you get to a certain point in the main story, it will get locked because it said you need to reach a certain level, like a Trailblaze level, let's say 24, 25, 26, and you're like at 21. So you're like, okay, what do? I have to progress by like 3 levels, 4 levels. I don't want to do all this. It's going to take too long. Plus, they did not give me enough fuel or whatever called Trailblazing Power. Yes, they do. I got all of this free to play. I did not pay for this. Or, you know what? I think I might lie again. I think I lied. If you have the battle pass, let's go do it. Okay. I did actually get. All right, I lied. There are some ways to also get the fuel too, but if you, everybody has a battle pass and it's free. So if you got the free one, you get two, but if you bought it, you get an extra two. But free to play players, you get your extra two. Always use this for fuel. I feel like some people may have it and some people may not, but that's all the progression of the story. So yeah, I would think doing this is important. So when I say you are locked when it comes to main story and you need to get your Trailblazer level up, I would recommend you do these flowers. They're also called calyx. I think they're called calyx. I might be butchering it. Basically, each of these things in the survival index give you EXP, whether it's Stimulant Universe, the calyx for Golden, the calyx Crimson, the Cavern of Corrosion, Echo of War, or the Forgotten Hall. Well, the Forgotten Hall does not give you Traveler EXP, they just give you little rewards for pulls, which is nice because who doesn't want pulls? Everything else above Forgotten Hall gives you EXP and it gives you like little rewards. First off, I want to talk to you about weekly boss. You can only do 3 a week. Rightfully so, because you get all these little icons. It may drop. And you also get relics, and you also get credits, and you get these little points, which can help you get, a specific icon you want in the Forgotten Hall, which is located in the parlor car with Pom Pom, which I will also get into later. These things right here gives you a whole bunch of stuff. So make sure you are able to level up your character to fight these things. I would recommend going in there with a level 43 team or a level 40 team. I even started with a level 40 team, but getting them up to 43, 45 may give you an edge for fighting the characters. This here is a relic, which is also like artifacts. They're very important because each substat or each recommended or dedicated stat to a specific relic can help you build your character. For example, for ice damage, all your characters that do ice damage, like Herta or Pila March 7, all your free-to-play characters that does ice damage, which is really good for them if you want to put them on the DPS side of the game. Or like for this one, this is definitely for your main character for physical damage. For that path, I know later in the game, I'm not going to spoil, but for that specific path, there are physical damage increase, and the 4-piece set is good as after the wear attack is hit or attack is increased for 5% the rest of the battle, this effect is stab up to 5 times. So what's 5 times 5 guys? 25. So you can get 25 extra attack with this bonus. So make sure you read the description of each one. Each one have their dedicated, person. You can be like, oh, okay, this one is for this relic is for this specific character, or this relic for this specific character. So make sure you do some relic hunting. Even if you get blue or green, just put that on. Just use these blue and green ones that are like, let's say you level them up to 2, level them up to 4, 6. Just use that one, and then you drop that same one into the blue one, and then you drop the blue one into the purple one, and so forth and so forth. Don't be scared to just go rush to the end and get all the gold and purple ones, because if you try to go in this game without relics, you will struggle, because this will give you a definite edge in the game. Each of them takes 40, of course, because they're that strong, they're that important. But then again, if you go around the world or you go around the game, you can find some way to get extra fuel. This right here, self-explanatory. Each of them are for each path. You can see the hunt path, the destruction path, preservation path, the erudition path, whatever path it is. These are for the traces, basically, because each character has traces or a skill tree, and each of them are dedicated mats for each skill tree. This one right here, also self-explanatory, EXP, this and that, and the third, for your light cone or for your character. Now, to give you that edge in the game, I recommend always look at your light cone. Make sure your light cone, lines up with the path of your character. Here we have Asta that has harmony. And then my light cone has harmony to it, and I also like to read the description here. And here's a little thing about this though. This thing called superimpose, which is, if you have any dupes, you can put it into your card here, and then your card could be a level 2 card, level 3 card. Just like in Genshin, when you have an extra weapon, you can refine it to like R4, R5. You can do it here to make it S1, S2, because superimpose, not a refine. And here you can also ascend, but I need equilibrium level 2. So yes, that's very important to do in this game. Another way that you can, have an edge or level up to become stronger are these guys here. Each world have a grocery store worker, or whatever they call them, basically a shop. And each shop gives you rewards when you buy something a certain amount. So far, I spent 3,200 shield, is what they call it, shield coins. And as you can see, it gives me, EXP for the character or for this. This is just a little something, a little reward. It's not really heavy, not that big. But some people, I didn't know this until I say 8 to 10 hours in the game, that each place in each world has their own little guide where you can just get little rewards, stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted to talk to you about, believe it or not, if you're struggling with content where you have to do relics or you have to do the flowers when it comes to this, when you do queue up for this type of things in the survival, in the flower, like, let's go here for a minute. Let's take a minute so I can show you. I would challenge, right? There's this thing called support. I bet you've seen it before and you know what it does, but stress this enough. Add randoms. Even if you don't have any friends, add randoms, because there are people out there that have really strong 5 stars. And you can use their 5-star in the game, which I really like about the game, because in Genshin you cannot use your friend's 5-star. But when it comes to this type of stuff and you're struggling to level up or whatnot, you can always use your friend's 5-star to help you. If you didn't know, you can also use your friend's 5-star in the Echo of War, these weekly bosses, just in case you struggle with your 4-star team, whatnot. But I feel like this game is very focused on each character having an important role. There's no like weak character yet or strong character. I think each person plays a part if you build them right, just like in Genshin. It's not like really weak in my eyes yet. There might be one that outshines the other, but it's not really weak. So I will always
A.
recommend making sure that you focus each character. Each character has their own little focus here and there, and I would say try to level up each character. Don't just have a dedicated amount of people that you want to, you know, ascend. Leveling up each character give you more of a flexibility when it comes to these characters
Hmm.
because each enemy has their, each enemy has their weakness, and you want to make sure that, you have the right party before you go into battle because if you don't have the right party before you go into battle, you're going to be at a disadvantage. And also, this is what you can do. If they see you, if an enemy sees you, watch this. I'll let the enemy see me again. If the enemy sees you and it has a red exclamation point, I can still set up a party if I'm running away. If I'm running away, I can still set up a party, stuff like that. In Genshin, if you're spotted, you cannot change your party. But here, if the guy spots you, enemy spots you, you can always switch your team. So keep that in mind too. It's a little something that you might not know. Also, these E moves down here, each character have their own dedicated E move. Danghen can attack boost himself, or maybe the whole team. I think it's himself though. A Jepper can defense up himself or the whole team. Or maybe like people like Sushang that are like single target levels like the hunt classes or EPS classes. They have their this attack. They don't really boost anything. They just hit harder basically because if you try to normal attack an enemy when you go into battle, you're gonna hit hard, but not as hard as pressing the E button. So make sure you do that too. Also, operation briefing also helps you level up your characters to make them stronger. Because at the end of the day, your Trailblazer level go up, your characters go up. So you can do anything you can, anything. There's a lot of things to do early on in the game right now. A lot of new players, a lot of newcomers to do in order to get your Trailblazer level up there. Even daily training. Daily training gives you Trailblazer EXP. I haven't finished mine, but yeah. Everything in this game gives you EXP. If you look at it, it's a lot of stuff that gives you EXP. And if you're like struggling to fight a monster because you're constantly dying, maybe it's time that you hit the lab, do some grinding, and see what your character needs when it comes to light cones or traces or relics. You have to dissect each character to make sure they're at their best ability. And when it comes to these relics too, I want to talk about that. Like I said before, they have their dedicated little stuff going on here. Like here, this does not, I don't really need a defense and stat boot for Asta. So, you can just press this at the bottom right, get rid of everything. Ask them for a recommended gear. Sometimes they give you bangers, sometimes they don't. It all depends on how much you have on you. And yes, I would also, in this game, always try to focus on getting characters that hit everybody at once. Like Sorrel hits at once, a lot of people at once. Herta hits a lot of people at once. Or I might get her name wrong, but let's just call her Qingque. She also hits a lot of people at once with her Q, or with her gambling thing going on. And then you also have Pila. I think Pila is very, very strong. For the fact that her ult, when she uses it on the enemy, it decreases their defense, and like who doesn't want that? And decreasing the enemy defense goes a long way when it comes to turn-based games because then you can hit them harder. They become squishier. Donhan, a lot of people saying he's bad, but I like to disagree. But maybe not. I could be wrong too. But he's a single target, but he hits a lot. If believe it or not, now the characters in this game are weak to wind and physical. That's what I've seen the most so far. So I don't have any other wind characters right now, but from what I know, this is the strongest that I have. But like I said before, I can go in depth about each character, but all the characters are important right now. Personally, I don't need March 7. March 7 is also important, but people that don't have like Jeopard in their 5-star because you get your little free 5-star at the beginning of the game, I would recommend using March 7 because she shields and you get her for free. And then I would also recommend leveling up Natasha as well because she's free to play option and she could heal everyone. I got Bailu by losing a 50-50 from Sealy, so I got lucky with that one. But the free to play players, I recommend Natasha a lot. I recommend March 7. Herta is also free. Herta is so strong. I will make an in-depth video about her character build. It's good for her, what she does, and her team synergy. And I think Server is actually good as well, but a lot of characters, when it comes to Ice, she hits really hard. She has her little follow-up passive. That's really nice. So make sure you also level up Herta and have her dedicated, like, I don't know how you can get it. I forgot how I got it, but if you look up a guide, I'm sure you'll be able to find it within the same day. But this is her dedicated cone, and this is just for her. MC is way more stronger than most of these people here, but you know, they might get even stronger than that. I do like the way that you get to switch, you know, spoilers alert, but you get to spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear it, skip a few minutes. But if you do want to hear it, stay here. It's just a minor spoiler, but basically with the MC, you get 2 different classes, and you might get even more. Who knows? I haven't got that far in the story yet, but I do like this. Make sure you level up your MC. Very important. A 5-star. Hit strong. And yeah. So just an overview about this. You want to make your account stronger? Number 1, get the Trailblazer level up. Number 2, look at the light cones. Look at the traces. Look at the relics. Do some grinding. Do the flower grinding. Do the weekly bosses. Do the operation briefing. Everything that you want to do, just click this little thing right here, and it gives you things to level up Trailblazer EXP. Or you can do little adventure missions down here, which also give Trailblazer EXP. Not all of them do, but most of them do. So make sure you tap in. Don't miss out on that. And sometimes I don't do daily mission because, as you can see, it's just credits. I don't really need to do that. And if you're stuck with getting your Trailblazer level up and you can't do a mission until you're a certain level, there are always other stuff you can do, like companion missions, or as you can see, adventure mission. So yeah, that was my little guide, little in-depth, just to help people. You know, this isn't really an in-depth about how to get stronger. This is just to help you, you know, make the game a little bit easier for you guys. If you want more in-depth videos, just let me know in the comments. I do want to make character in-depth videos about how to make certain characters strong. And I also want to talk about Stimulate Universe because personally, I still struggle with it. So I want to make sure that I understand it before I make a guide video about how to burn through it, per se. But yeah, that's all for today. You will be seeing more Honkai Star Road videos from me. And yeah, Lil Prez is out. Okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.